Hey everybody, and what is this, number 4? Video 4 of the day. Picking away at it little by little. Alright, so now we are at the point, I just kind of wanted to show you the working area now that the bench is kind of put together. So that's kind of the workspace. It doesn't look that big when you're that far back, but it's pretty big. It's a lot of room. But anyway, so that's that. And put you back on the bucket. So we are at the point now of drilling holes in this guy. We're going to mount it. So in the last video, I don't know, is this 4 or 5? I don't know how many videos I've made today, but anyway, the computer died, battery died on me on the last video, so that's why that ended kind of funky. And at that, I had just chiseled this out, and then I realized it wasn't going in, and so I had to give it this little carving in right here for the shape of the bottom of the vise underneath the rear jaw. So now it fits perfectly. And I'll go ahead and show you. So goes in there, and so a few other things. I also you may not be able to see, but I kind of beveled all the edges just to kind of give it an easier transition, I guess. But as you can see, well, it fits in there nice and tight. It's good to go. So this is going to be the rear chop, and it sticks up just a hair. I mean a hair. It's like, let's see, 32 thousandths. So it's just over a 30 seconds sticking up from the bench. But that'll work. It's about perfect. Let's go ahead and take it off. So what I'm dealing with right now is kind of move you over a little bit. Get less glare from the light. Maybe, I don't know. So something I've noticed in this bench build, there's a lot of things that end up being oddly enough divisions, or right on the number 7. It's really weird. The bench is 7 feet long. There's like 7 pieces to the bench. You got the 2 legs, the 2 aprons, the two tops, and the wellboard. And there's just everything that I've been doing is always ending up at 7 or some kind of divisible by 7 or something of that nature. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so I went and laid out for my to mount this, and I'm going a little overboard, I think. I'll probably just do it with probably 4 screws would be fine. But I laid it out. I actually had quite a few more in there to begin with. I had one here and here, here and here, here and here, and 2 here and 2 here. But it just looked a little ridiculous. But so I went ahead and laid it out. I'm going to put them here, 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 and here to hold down the beards, I guess you'd call it. And then this one will go right there. That's probably a little overkill too, but oddly enough, it's 7 screws. I could probably get away with 5. I don't know, should I? It really isn't going to matter, I don't think. In fact, I know it won't matter. I'm going to go ahead with my original and go with 7. Seems to be working out so far, so yeah, I'll go with 7. But to drill all of these, I have to have 3 different drills. 3 different drill bits. So let's break out our Irwin set and choose drill bits. So 3 different sizes I need to have, right? This head obviously can't sit flush. I don't even want it, or I can't sit above. It cannot sit above the board. It has to be sunk into the board. And I want it sunk in just a hair, like counterboard, really. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away using... I don't think I'm going to get away with using the Irwins because the smallest they have is 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have to break out the old DeWalt kit again. I don't know. I may go in with my countersink. We'll see how that goes, but one drill bit, first drill bit that'll go into the bench itself has got to be smaller than the root of the threads. And the root is 138 thousandths. So this is right at 138. So the good thing is that I could use, no, I can't use that. I need to go one larger because I want them to sink in there and I don't want them backing out. No, not larger, smaller, I mean. But I don't want to go too small. So this is about about 14 thousandths. Let's see. Well, let's see. 38. I think that was 38. So 14 thousandths, another number divisible by 7. 14 thousandths. smaller. That'll be 7/1000ths a side. That'll go where the shank is at, but it's a pre-drill. So this will be the one going into the apron, into the bench itself. Now I have to select one that is just larger than the outside diameter of the threads, which is 195/1000ths. I think I might have to go all the way up to this guy. Alright, so there's 200,000. So that's, oops, let me get it off of the, alright, 200,000. So this was 5/1000ths larger, so it'll be a nice snug fit. That's drill number 2. And then we'll see if I gotta go, if I have to go, or if I end up doing a counter bore. If I end up doing a counter bore, it'll be with one of the Irwins. I really wish I could use these because they're much nicer to deal with, to work with, than the DeWalt's. These are made for metal, and those are made for wood. We have to improvise. Got to use what we have at hand. I don't know if they even make auger bits any smaller than that. So let's go ahead and mount this in the vise. I'll go ahead and drill it while it's up like so. Alright, so there we have it. It's mounted, and oh well, I uncovered a problem already, as you have probably already figured out. But these three guys right here are not going to work because they're in the recess. Well, the recess is for the metal jaw, so I'm not planning on drilling through the jaw. There's no need to. So, do I go above it? Do I just do the 4? Let's just do the 4, and we'll see how that goes. If I feel I need something up here, then I will put it up here. But right now, I don't feel like I need it. So let's just go with the 4. Alright, it's good and secure in there. And now I could use this, or I do have a recent addition to my my arsenal. I haven't cleaned her up yet, but she's all there. She's all here. All the parts anyways, and they all move freely. This is a breast drill. You can move this in and out to get a better better rotation, I guess. I don't know how else you put that. It has a level on it. That's a super nice feature in some of these. And it has, if you noticed, 2 sets of gears so that I can push down on one and this will pop out and slide in to the inner gear. So slides out of one, and then slides into the other hole. So I'm going to use the outer, because the outer will give me a faster rotation. So this is like slow speed when it's on the inner gear. Pop it out. Now I'm on fast speed. Just like on a drill, you have number 1, number 2 on most hand drills, maybe number 3 if you got a fancy one. So which one do I want to use? This really isn't intended for use like this, it's intended for use like this. So how about we do both? I'll drill into the bench with this, and I'll drill the chop with the brace. Alright, so this, what we need to do, it needs to be nice and snug, because this chamfer, this countersunk, or the head right there, that is what is going to pull the chop into the bench. So this has to go all the way through this chop. I don't want to drill it to where I have to screw it through the chop, because then you're going to be you're going to be left dealing with problems you don't want, with your threads not lining up and whatnot. All right. Now, before we go, I'm going to mark it with an awl. I think they're in this set. If you don't know what an awl is, it's just a fancy punch. Marking tool, and this is a square one. I bought this from a blacksmith in overseas. I can't remember exactly where it came from, but he makes really awesome tools. He runs an Etsy store called Forged Chisel, I believe. So I'm just marking that so that my drill starts on center where I want it to. You just jab it in there and twist around. And let's go straight into it. I really don't like these bits, but now when I do mine, I get it vertical this way, but then I also come over and look at it this way, just like I'm using a tap and die. And once they're started, going down, they'll just follow the hole they've already created. I just want to pull the chips out. It's not super critical that these are straight, but like any other craftsman, you want your stuff as straight as possible. And these are going to go all the way through. It really doesn't matter about the breakout. But I don't want breakout either. It's going to be tough to feel the, because it's not like a snail on an auger. These are so much not, they're very much not as clean as an auger bit. Those auger bits have those little spurs on the side. And these do not. But I think I'm going to counterboard ever so slightly. And you know what? I probably should have done it the first. I should have learned my lesson from putting in the bolts into the apron and drilling that first. But maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just countersink. I don't know if this thing is even long enough. Or sticking out long enough. Okay. Barely. It's probably a good thing. So I'm almost through there. There we go. I don't know if I'll be able to catch that, or it's not nasty, but we'll see. So now we know how far it is, and we can go a little bit faster. Unclog. It heats up, so especially when you're going to be doing a whole bunch of holes. So I don't go super fast, just kind of keep it a nice mellow speed. And I think I will be able to peck away at this pretty good during this week, this coming week. If I am able to get into the shop and work in the shop every evening. That's the goal. No, the more you clean out your chips, or the less you clean out the chips, the more heat and friction you're going to be producing. Should be breaking through right about there. And there it is. So you can catch it with these, but a little more difficult. That's a pretty clean hole. Yeah, I'm watching listening to the Olympics. You know, they got floor gymnastics or something on right now. I'm not into that, but I still like to watch America go, so. Gotta support our teams no matter what they are. Go USA. You know, I think it's funny how a lot of people talk a bunch of smack about how Americans talk smack about how our country's going to shit and everything. It's like, you know what? You have every opportunity to leave too, but I still see you living here. So evidently you either are too lazy or you haven't found anywhere better. If you're that lazy, maybe you don't belong in America. I'll have that to say, if you don't like this country, then get the hell out. We don't want you here. America was founded on people that had a good sense of drive, a good sense of everything, craftsmanship. They wanted to thrive. They had hope, big dreams. But mainly they just wanted peace. They wanted to have a family and live free. I like to think I do my little bitty part in making sure we maintain that freedom. Part of that is making sure that the government doesn't take away our rights. Alright, so I now have those holes all the way through, and see how it's like just barely, well, I got to drill from the other side, but it's just barely smaller or barely bigger than the screw that's going to go through it. So this is good. I was able to catch it and keep it from breaking out, which I would have had to clean it up and all that crap to keep it from setting the vise chop off of the bench. Alright, so let's go ahead and chamfer this side. Put a little bevel on there. And this is real quickly just cleaning off that burr. 2 little swipes gives it just enough. And shop is essentially done at this point. Now all we have left to do is we'll put it in, put it back in to the vise. And then I don't know how all this is going to work, guys, so basically going to stick a screw in each. Well, we don't need to do it in each one, but just stick it in there like so and give it a tap. Realistically, I go ahead and close it. Make sure it doesn't move. Just tap them again. Pull these guys out. You know, so I haven't done anything to these yet. I want to see how, well, we need to at least chamfer them, so let's chamfer them now. Just real quick, all the tools already in the, just testing it now. Yeah, I might have to counterbore. But this chamfer will go wide enough. The thing is, I don't want it to go much wider than the head. Let's go in with the DeWalt. And we'll go in with one just bigger than the head. I know I nuked things out a little bit. 325. It might be this guy. It's 3/8. I think I'll be able to get away with that guy. It's a little small, but that head will suck it in. And when you mount drill bits, make sure that you mount it as close to the end of the flute as you can get it, right? So right here you got the end of the flute, and you don't want that flute inside your jaw. And this, I don't want it to go very far. So I'm going to be very careful here. Very light, because it's going to want to grab and drill further than I want it to. That'll be fine. Yeah, that went a little further than I wanted, but it's still fine. So I want them all roughly the same depth. And of course, these put a burr on there. These are all the little silly little nuances. It's not wanting to break quite as easily as I want it to on all of them. When I need that one. Put these guys back. Don't need to be out. And we already marked our holes. And I'm just punching the chips out. Alright. Yeah, this tool well works great. I can just put all my tools out of the way and off of the work surface. It's amazing. Well, we need this off. And we need to close this vise. So that we can get this breast drill in. I have not used this drill yet, so I don't know how well it's going to clamp or do any kind of work or anything like that. Figure this out together. I like how tight it clamps down. Oh. See how this works. So there's my mark here, 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 and here. In there. And I use my level here. I can see where I am this way, side to side, you know, perpendicular to the bench, and this level will keep me good this way, assuming that it's telling the truth. Oh, and it's loose, so let me tighten it down. Good thing I checked that. All right. That's the great thing about this breast drill. Well, the drill bit doesn't want to. It's really made for an auger bit. It doesn't want to. It wants to jiggle around in there. Well, that's the chuck itself. That's just like a regular bracing bit. So let's get to it. Slide up to it. I'm straight. I'm now level. Of course, I want to flip it over. So I have the handle in the way. Well, that's not going to work either because, aha, I have an adjustable handle. This guy's thought of everything. Alright, so now I can do it this way and use my level. Everything is good. Alright. Now, before I really get deep, I just want to make sure you can't really go back. Once the hole's there, it's there. Just wanted to make sure that I grabbed the right one, and I did. And I'm going to go all the way to the full depth of this. Alright, there we go. I'm in high speed. Well, clear my chips. I really like this one. Got a lot of good features. That bubble is so handy. This is pretty smooth. I don't know if I'm going to come out the back side of that or not. Let's see. Oh, I just barely won't. I don't know if the screw's going to come out or not. We'll find out. I'm just going to clean out the hole where it's already at. And move on. So, I'm really loving this little drill. Never thought I would like an egg beater drill. But I like it. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so that's that. Now it's just got to screw it in. Open the vise up. Put it back in. Clamp it in into the jaws. Take a drink of coffee. It's definitely high on my priority list. And I gotta get a screwdriver. Get this guy back out. Let's get a regular screwdriver. Alright. Stick these guys back in. I might as well bring it back down. See how hard it is to get this done. Oh, I forgot. Well, almost forgot. My beeswax. It'll help these go in, lubricate the threads. Help it go in much more smoothly and act kind of like an anti-seize a little bit. So it's going in pretty good, about perfect. Before I start cinching them in, I'll get them all to the same. There's good tension on the screw, that's great. It's not loose, it's not super tight. Tight enough for me to want to switch hands. Alright. Now it reaches that bottom. And if these bugged me, I could just plug them. That's good and snug. Damn! Just mount it. I'm going to leave her just right where she's at, a hair above. That way I can plane them both down at the same time when I get it in there. And here's the other side. Still yet to go. I don't think I'm going to video that one. It's just a matter of cutting this out. I don't have to recess it. And this one is just going to get 2 screws right through here. And that's what will hold this on. So it will mirror this with the exception of the housing dado in the back of it. And then we'll 2 screws through there. I could probably finish that up. Might be able to get everything square. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. See how far I can get tomorrow. Once I get home from work and everything. Vise runs smooth. I'm liking it. Yeah, beeswax, man, that's the trick. It gives it that good friction, but it still lubricates it. And what are my thoughts on this guy? Well, a little different. Like I said, I've never really thought I'd be a big fan of egg beater drills, and this is a version of an egg beater. And all that good stuff, but I still gotta clean her up. So she'll be even better once she's cleaned up. And yeah, I'm super stoked. I thought this was kind of a silly design to have the handle go in and out, but came in pretty handy today, didn't it? I had to move it in to miss the handle on the vise, so this is what it is. So yeah, I like that. And I'm going to put this down here. There we go. Yeah, that's good. 53 minutes. 53 minutes to essentially talk about some stuff and drill and mount this chop. It seems so ridiculous, but, well, you just saw everything that goes into it. You know, when you're doing things by hand, that's how it works. That's how it goes. So, I don't know. I'll chalk this this weekend up to a success. Got a dead mouse out of the dryer. Now my house smells. The cabin smells like fresh laundry. Again. And I got a good auction. Got some good deals at the auction. Got some apples out of the orchard. And mounted the vise chop. Tomorrow I'll start work on the other vise chop. And hopefully we can get it mounted in less than, 2 weeks. Friends and family, I love you guys as always, and everybody else, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or anything, leave them down below. I welcome comments. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And see you around.